All right, folks, welcome aboard. This is Mrs. Murphy signing on, talking to you about types of paragraphs today. All right, folks. Regardless of the type of paragraph that you are writing, all must have the same basic components: a topic sentence, a supporting sentence, and closing sentences. Now, this is somewhat review for some of us, but others still need a little bit reminder as we continue to work through the writing process. So, a topic sentence tells the reader the topic of each and every paragraph. Typically, this will be the first sentence, but it's not always. Sometimes they tease you and provide examples and information, supporting information at the beginning of the paragraph, and then hit you with the main idea at the end. Sometimes there's even implied main ideas, meaning they suggest what the main idea is, but they don't actually come out and state it directly in a sentence. All of those are interesting topic sentence methods and very useful. We will talk about those later. Of course, supporting sentences. These sentences support the topic of the paragraph by adding detail. These are the middle sentences in the paragraph. And of course, you've already learned about different types of supporting sentences, possibly, depending on where you are in the grand scheme of the videos that have been made. And then, of course, the closing sentences. This is the last sentence of the paragraph. It closes up loose ends and it ties all thoughts together. If there's a paragraph after this one, in other words, if it's a paper, there will be a transition sentence in place of a closing sentence. All stands to reason. So, transition sentences versus closing statements. Closing sentences will remind the reader of the topic of the paragraph, summarize the paragraph, and tie up all the loose ends. Transition sentences will instead remind the reader of the topic of the paragraph, summarize the paragraph, and then, of course, it will link that paragraph to the very next paragraph. A very important process there, as it provides a smooth transition from one main idea to the next main idea. A smooth and keeps your paper flowing, keeps your reader interested, and allows them to connect main idea 1 to main idea 2 to main idea 3, and then, of course, being able to then grab all of those main ideas and revert back to the thesis statement and indeed see how all of them are tied together. So, very, very important part of a paper. So, in writing, we have 4 basic types of paragraphs, 4 basic types of essays, 4 basic types of whatever you want to call it. The first, of course, is a narrative. So, my LA4 kids, that's the first paper you're getting ready to write, all right? You are going to write a narrative. A narrative tells a story and answers the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. And it's almost always ordered chronological. All right. So, my LA4 kids, next week when I give you the packet over narrative writing, we're going to talk about these exact things. We're going to elaborate on a little more. But in the meantime, you guys should be thinking about what topic it is you would like to write about. Remember, it is a story about something that has happened in your lifetime to you. Narrative followed up closely by a descriptive. So a descriptive paragraph provides a lot of imagery. Those of you that were in class with me a few days ago, we talked about the order of location organizational method. You'll see this used in descriptive paragraph, descriptive writing a lot. Remember, order of location is when you walk into a venue or a room or something, and you begin describing what's in that room from right to left, top to bottom. The purpose of doing that is obviously to provide a lot of imagery, to provide a detailed picture of a person, place, or a thing, to use the 5 senses, the exact purpose of descriptive writing. So when we are writing descriptively, we may choose to use the order of location organizational method. They kind of go hand in hand, folks. In descriptive writing, you're going to see that a lot of the 5 senses, many of the 5 senses will be employed: sight, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures. Now, not all of them, but many of them. So, expository paragraph writing. This is when we present facts, we give direction, we define terms, or we explain a process. The general purpose is to inform the reader. It is to inform, not to persuade, not to entertain, but to inform. We are trying to teach the reader about something. At my LA4 kids, we will do this quite a bit throughout the second semester, and even some a little bit in the first semester too. And then finally, we have the persuasive paragraph, persuasive paper, persuasive writing technique, whatever you want to refer to it as. So this is when we express an opinion about something. And we are attempting to convince the reader that not only is our opinion valid, but we really want them to join forces with us. It's one of the most important parts of a persuasive paper or a persuasive paragraph is, are you convincing enough? Do you create enough appeals for the skeptics to jump ship and join you on your personal opinion? That is the obvious purpose of this and the long-term goal of anyone writing anything persuasive. We must include effective supporting reasons and facts. So when I get around to creating PowerPoints and slideshows and videos and screencastifys and all of this stuff about persuasive, we're going to learn about the different types of appeals. And this is going to be very, very important when you're writing persuasive paper. You have ethical, emotional, and logical appeals, all very important, all creating very specific dynamics in a paper and all helping change minds in their own very special way. So I look forward to talking with you about those as the time comes. In the meantime, think about these different types of paragraphs and essays and papers, and think about what you would write if you were given the assignment to write something that falls under that category right now. Remember, if you have any questions over anything that was presented here today, reach out to myself or any of my ELA cohorts. We'll be happy to answer any questions, help in any way we can, as we're all in this together. Thanks and have a great day.